Welcome to TPK Roleplay. Today we are running an adventure based on the one-page dungeon, Zorpy's Tall Tales, written by Euan R Garry C. I am Luke Locke, and I will be your dungeon master this afternoon. Players, starting with Al, if you want to go around and introduce yourselves.
Hey folks, I'm Al the Biffer. I'll be joining you this afternoon as Fergus, who you'll hear a little bit about later. But hopefully we should have some good fun, and I'll hand it over to Turk on the other side.
All right. Hello everyone, I am Turk. I will be playing Abe Trueroot, and we'll learn more about him as he comes around. I'll throw this over to Purple.
Hello, I am Purple Phil, and I'll be playing Skjold today. And we'll learn more about him as well. And I'll hand it over to Mr. Rogers.
Oh, you're muted.
And I'm Mr. Rogers. I'm going to be playing Thrum.
All right. You guys are all traveling through the forest. The reason why is unimportant, but here you are, traveling together or wandering into this clearing alone. You find yourselves coming across a campfire with an old man sitting on one of the many stumps around the fire, and in the center is a cook pot. And he will greet all of you, looking up from underneath the big leafy oak in which he sits, and say, Come, travelers. I am Zorpy. Come and sit and share my soup. And Al, go ahead and introduce your character as they come and sit down by the fire.
Okay, right then. I guess I better take up a wee little perch here on this here log. It's not quite as comfy as I'd appreciate, but it'll do for now. Hey, my name is Fergus. I am a kind of one with the forest here. Part of the Forestry Commission back where I am, so I am. A druid of sorts. So I commune with the spirits and the trees and the wee little squirrels that feather about. So all of those little fellas I've gotten a kinship with, so I have. So I'm sure we'll get on just fine with some of whatever you're cooking up there. I'm jolly well looking forward to it.
Of course. And he will hand you a wooden bowl and spoon with some delicious stew. And you can sit down.
Bro.
Purple. Go ahead and tell us about your guy.
Sure. I'll probably, Skjold will walk up. He's a larger human with a nice beard and kind of has a lot of furs around him and a metal breastplate and a giant hammer kind of hanging off of his back. And as he'll approach, he'll just come out and say, greetings. Good to have a meal off of the road. It's been a long day walk. I'd be happy to sit down with you and share in your food if you're so offering.
Of course, and he will hand you a similar bowl, spoon, and ladle of stew.
And he'll kind of take a smell to. Smells pretty good. I'll be happy to sit down and enjoy it with you. And
of course.
Sit down and pull out a flask as well and take a drink before he starts eating the soup.
Okay. And then, let's see, I believe, Turk, you're next.
All right, well, Abe will saddle up, walk into the clearing. He's a tall fella, big old furball looking face, hair all over, and he's got himself a pair of suspenders and a nice old pack full of all his essentials. Nice loose fitting clothing and light wrappings on his hands. As he walks in, gives him a bit of a wave and a salute all in one. Well, mighty fine to meet you, Mr. Zorpy. Thank you for inviting us to your fire. It's been a long day, just looking to sit down, relax with my friends. You play Dragon Chess by chance?
Not for years.
Well, that's good. I'm not very good at it either. Maybe we could try a game.
I prefer stories.
Oh.
I like to weave a yarn, a good yarn, a tall tale, you might say. I like sharing stories of my adventures.
All right. I do enjoy me a good story as long as it's shared amongst friends.
Magnanimous dispensation.
Right down there. Yes.
All right, of course. Welcome. And he will take a sip of his soup from his spoon there, just a large, loud slurp. And then he'll kind of look at you all, holding his spoon, soup just kind of dripping and spraying about. You know, you remind me all of a group of fellas I was with when we were exploring the living vault.
1 second. Where'd my fourth friend get off to?
And then with that,
And
just
that-
slowly walking up behind is you're just gonna see this large Luxodon kind of just come out of nowhere. You don't know how you missed him. He's gonna look down at the log and realize he's too big for that. He's just gonna sit down next to it on the floor and extend out his trunk to grab a bowl from you.
You're like, oh, it popped out of nowhere. Yes, come sit down. Oh, another one, of course. I forgot there were the four of us in this tale. I nearly forgot. Zorpy's getting old. You know, all my thoughts go straight into growing this luxurious beard. But with that, he will begin telling a tale. And he will say, you know, we were all sitting there in the living vault trying to get to the wonderful treasure that had been promised us at the end of this vault. And we had locked into a room, and as he talks, the world around you is going to shimmer and begin to darken and fade. Gone is the light of the campfire and the view of the trees and Zorpy himself. However, you still hear his voice surrounding you on the air, almost in your mind, echoing all around you. You know, there we were, going through the living vault. It was growing dark, and we could no longer find our way. And again, as he talks, what he says seems to describe what you are seeing around you, which is currently nothingness, complete black darkness. You see, we had come across a room that had a chandelier, a living chandelier.
A magnanimous dispensation.
But we could not light up the room on our own. No torch, no magical light would work. And you guys are all standing around. You can hear the shuffle of feet around you. And ahead, up above, you can hear a kind of soft whimpering. And it's, oh, no. Oh, no, here come more. And what are you guys doing? The soup is gone from your laps. You are standing in total darkness.
Hey there, friend. What's so bad got you quivering all up in the dark all alone?
Oh no, adventures. You're not going to light me up, are you? It hurts the fire. It hurts. The last ones had me lit up to get through it. It was so painful.
Well, I reckon if it sets you any harm, I wouldn't do it.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Oh.
Is there a way that we can get through without lighting you up?
Well, you could just walk. Be careful of the pits, though. There are sharp things at the bottom.
Ah, pits.
Yes,
Could you tell us where they are?
Well, all around you.
Is there a way that we could identify the pits?
Well, I don't know. I'm up here. I don't have any way to do that.
Can you see in the dark?
Well, no, but I know from when I was lit up last.
Well, ain't this something? Suppose we could use the good old-fashioned walking stick trick. Anyone got a particularly long branch or staff or some sort?
I have my hammer, and Skjold will pull out kind of a long maul of a hammer, and will hold the heavy bit and
This
use
is
the
the
long
dankest
staff
dungeon.
that you would use as a handle to
Yeah,
poke in
these-
front of him.
These pits should just be pits, right? Right, new friend?
Yes, they are holes and people fall into them and there's lots of crunching and screaming. I do not understand what happens. It seems like mostly a person sort of thing. I don't deal much with that. I just hang here.
Well, yeah, please.
So Throom, because he's got his long ass trunk, he's gonna like go out on all fours flat on his stomach and just start like trunk fully extended out, like trying to bend it down wherever he can to feel where pits are.
Okay.
I suppose, well, Fergus, suppose we could file in behind.
And you're using just your hand?
Just my trunk.
Just your trunk?
Mm-hmm.
And then Skjolt's got the back of his
Hold on, I'm
hammer.
just double checking your character sheet. Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh no. Okay, so you're kind of putting. Does your trunk reach down to the floor? Because you're feeling nothing in front of you.
Well, what
right
I
now.
did was I went onto my stomach on the floor.
Okay.
So I'm like army crawling right now.
Okay, you are going to feel like kind of an opening in front of you. And then you can feel with your trunk and your hands the edges of stone that descend down.
And I'm just gonna like try to trace out how far out that goes.
You cannot feel or sense the other side of this opening. But you definitely get that sense, even though it's dark, you get that sense of like openness in front of you.
Okay. So yeah, then I'm just gonna like try to shimmy along the side of it and see how far to like the left or right it goes.
Okay. Go ahead, shimmy left or right, and then as you are doing that, go ahead and roll a dex save for me.
All right. That is a 14.
Okay. So, as you are kind of shimmying, you're going to feel like some loose gravel give way. Your hand will knock it aside. And underneath, you feel something depress as you shimmy along. And I am going to need you to take some damage as you feel a shink right next to you and slice into your ear and your shoulder. And let's see here. Let me roll it really quick. Okay, go ahead and take 12 slashing damage as those just slice into your ear and connect with your shoulder. Some sort of blade, though you are unable to see in the dark.
And like as it cuts into me, I'm just gonna like grab my shoulder and roll the opposite direction of it back towards everybody else.
Okay.
Oh, watch out there, friend.
And you will hear Zorpy's voice above. Our friend was trying to get through the dark, and of course, you know, he was crawling about on his belly, trunk, exploring into the dark, and depressed some of the trap pads, and got sliced up. His poor ear was never the same, really. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, gonna head on over
Did we-
and check on Throom. Yeah.
Do we see this happen, or do we just hear
You
it?
can hear it.
I gotta address the elephant.
But
in
you
the room.
also hear Zorpy's narrating this for you as well. So you're addressing
Well-
the elephant in the room.
And, are you all right, Throom?
Nothing I haven't had before. And
Are
he
you
kind of
sure?
like he goes like and he hits the scar on his ear of already the chunk missing.
Hmm. Well, if you need some help, I do have some healing in my pocket here.
Oh, we'll save that for a better time.
All right, all right. I always said best time to heal is right before a fight. But I suppose the initial method won't work too well, but with the trap pads also being a factor. New friend, talking chandelier. You have a name?
Yes, my name is Chandra.
Chandra. That's a lovely name, Chandra.
Thank you. I gave it to myself.
Now, when you
No
were
one ever
last...
bothered naming me.
Oh, well, I think you did a good job with it.
It's a beautiful name.
Exactly. Now, Chandra, you wouldn't happen to remember anything else last time you were all lit up, would you? I know it's a troublesome thing to think about, but if you can manage it for us.
To light up for.
No. Well, last time those them folks came around, lit you up. I mean, you did see all the traps and pits and whatnot.
And you want me to light up for you?
I don't. I want you to see if there's anything you can remember.
Oh, just that there's pits all around you.
There are pits
A
all
few-
around us.
There's a few scattered remains, I think, from previous adventures.
Well, that is something. And they're just pits, because my friend here near the guy's ear cut off. Right nasty.
Well, then, that's all I saw.
I figure something might have changed.
Also, Mr. Rogers, I went ahead and messaged you your bad table.
A magnanimous dispensation.
Well, we got more group heals, so. Well,
Well, I think part of the problem is we kind of see what's going on round here. Here. I heard some.
You're gonna
wee
just
scattering
start
from
to
some
hear
teeny tiny-
crying from ahead of you.
Ah, crumbs! What the dickens is this now?
Now, dude. We don't need you to light up. We understand if it's painful. We don't want to cause any harm to you, friend Chandra.
Friend.
Okay.
Oh, hi,
That's what
Chandra.
they
I
all
wasn't
say
suggesting that you
first.
didn't turn on your lights there. All I merely wanted to know was just how deep the pits were. Now, I heard some wee rocks jingling and jangling and tinkling as they tumbled down from the side there. How far did it sound like they had to fall?
Fall.
It just looks deep to me in my memory. I'm not quite sure how to measure depth. It's not like I've ever been able to use a ruler.
No, that's quite fair enough. To be completely fair to you, pal, talking chandelier, I wouldn't expect them to remember the depth of a certain pit that they'd seen. I expect that's not completely in your wheelhouse now, but I was just considering the fact that maybe if I toss a few of these wee stones down the pits, we can hear how far they have to fall. Perhaps there's some way of getting over these things or making them slightly safer for us.
Oh, we got a hype train.
oh no.
Choo-choo.
You are welcome. Choo-choo. You are welcome to throw some
Ping!
rocks in there and go ahead and roll. Survival or
right, yeah, that I can do.
insight. I would accept
Ooh.
either.
Okie doke. Let's see what I've
What
got.
the hell is going on, chat?
We just
Back up TPK
we
thing.
just got a card.
What's
That would
happening?
be an
There's
11.
There's a
an
lot.
11.
There's a
An
lot.
11.
It's a lot.
A few seconds go by before you hear anything, like maybe 1 or 2 seconds. So it's a fair. You would wager many broken bones, but you don't have an exact
Magnanimous
number.
dispensation.
Ah. You see, I do have a rather interesting ability, and didn't ask me how I got it, and didn't ask me how I activate it, but I can create water from seemingly nowhere.
Magnanimous
Now, I was
dispensation.
wondering if perhaps I could fill up a tiny portion of the pit. It might make it, if we can overcome exactly the height of the wee spiky bits in the bottom, perhaps we could just swim
Magnanimous
across.
dispensation.
Is anyone responding to this plan?
Well, I think that could work as long as it doesn't cost you any. And the off chance we don't got enough.
And over your heads, you will hear Zorpy. And then one of my pals had the most insane idea, and I definitely didn't want to try it first. So, I just sat there and was silent while everyone else tried it first.
Well, that feels right judgmental. But I say you give it a shot and deal with the consequences afterward.
It's just nothing but our modest fellowship expands. Praise the sun in my ears right now. Just over and over and over. Praise the sub. Okay. Go ahead and continue to formulate plans amongst yourselves really quick. I've got a few tables here to work through.
Right, so you go on, fill it in, and then we just have a nice little swim across. Is that it?
I didn't see why not. I can't imagine it's going to be filled with any creatures or wee beasties that might be swarming around inside that can get us. Chances are it'll be full of really pointy sticks and stones. It's going to do you right mischief if you land on them in the wrong place. You
Over
might
your
discover a thing
heads,
or
you
two
will
about
hear,
yourself,
"Can't
but it can't be
imagine,"
good
he
for you.
said.
Well, I'm just worried about what happened to our friend Thrune here. I mean, want to speak more to this from the experience of someone who got poked today already?
Well, if you need someone else to take the risk, I can go.
Oh, well, we don't need to be taking risks now. What we need is to keep everyone safe and sound and in one piece as much as possible.
We need to move forward as well.
Oh, naturally. But, times like these, wish we had some kind of magical light source counter. This was magical darkness.
Al, Fergus, while you are standing there,
Okay.
you are going to feel like kind of a chill come over you. Maybe it's the dark, or maybe it was a draft, but your skin is going to grow completely numb for a short period of time, and after you inspect it, you feel like it's a little tougher on the outside, like just a little more thick-skinned, and your AC is raised by 3 for 24 hours.
Chaps, I didn't want to alarm you, but my entire skin has gone numb. I've never experienced anything quite like this, and it seems like a rather bizarre. I've never really noticed my skin to feel in any particular way over the entirety of my body at once, especially when that feeling is not a feeling. But wait. Oh no, my skin's back again. It feels
completely numb.
It's
Can
somewhat.
you feel this? And I'll give you like a tap on the shoulder.
Oh, see, I felt it in my muscles and my bones, but I didn't feel it on my skin. It's rather bizarre.
Right.
I could kind
That's odd.
It's not bad actually. I'm kind of getting used to it. Oh wait, no, there it goes. It's become coarse and rough to the touch.
So that Throom's gonna like run his trunk along you. He's like, oh, it's like mine now. He's gonna kind of hold out his arm for you to see like all the rough patches and all that.
Knobbly bobbly.
Well, if either you needs moisturizer, you let me know.
I didn't expect it to take effect so quickly.
Well, it could be quite dry down here is all. I made sure to hydrate before I came on down here. That's why I tell everyone.
I'm just glad that we're all learning an awful lot about each other.
Indeed. But this water creation of yours, I'd say that sounds like a right solid plan. Best we got.
Right, in that case, I'll crack on, shall I? Except I need none of you to look. I couldn't do it when people are looking.
Well, all right. I can't really see much anyway.
I'll turn around.
kind of go towards where we believe the edge of the pit is, feeling his way as he goes.
Yeah, you're gonna
And
kind
then-
of do that, like put the foot out first, but
Yeah,
kind
the
of just
little,
feeling. Yep.
So there you go. And then find the edge, and then you'll just hear the tinkling as the pit begins to fill as they create water.
Hey,
Oh, God.
What kind of water are you filling this with?
Don't need to worry about it. I told you need to ask any questions.
You did say no questions. You're doing great by the sound of it.
And
Nice
Zorpy's
strong
voice will come over, and I'm
stream.
pretty sure that lad was just peeing into the pit and wasn't telling the truth about any sort of spell, but just actually had to relieve himself.
I don't do well under pressure, all right, Zorpy? You just leave it to your plans, and I'll do mine.
Well, now I kind of got to go myself.
And as you are just whizzing off the edge there, Mr. Rogers, you have a good table. You're gonna start to smell a wonderful perfumed floral scent with a hint of musk, and it seems that maybe while you were scrounging around on the ground there, you came across maybe a broken bottle of some sort of perfumed essence, maybe that an adventurer had been carrying in their pack. And this says that having it on your skin, you will gain advantage on any charisma checks against female characters, but I'm just gonna say on any characters that you would normally be attracted to, you're gonna gain charisma check advantage against them. So, if any of the party strikes your fancy and you want to persuade them to do something stupid for you, feel free to roll those checks with advantage.
All right.
So, let's see. That's another one. Cole, please help keep track of these in the chat for me. I'm thumbing up. I'm just putting thumbs up on all the ones that I've done. I'm just going through this list. Okay, and then let's see here. What am I doing here? You feel splashing, or you hear splashing, and as you're kind of creating water more and more, you're gonna start to hear the sound change of water hitting water now, as if you are making some sort of collection of water substance at the bottom of this pit. Though it doesn't sound it's not a very deep sound. It's still very that high kind of trickle sound.
Mm-hmm. Talk amongst yourselves. You didn't need to sit here listening to me. I'm
Well,
working.
I mean, how much longer is it going to take?
How
Well, it
much are
takes as
you
long
able
as
to
it takes,
create
pal. You let me
mechanically?
take it first.
Could you try spreading it out and see where you find holes and where
Just-
you don't have holes?
Whip
Getting
from
real
side to
fancy
side.
with it.
Just
Fire hose.
sprinkler it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't have that much wiggle room, to be honest with you.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
But
How much can you
mechanically, how
create?
much? Yeah. How much water can your guy create, Al?
That is a
Mechanically.
good question.
How much did you have to drink
It
earlier?
is a 30-foot cube. Oh, 10 gallons. There you go, 10 gallons.
I'm better with a 30-foot cube. 10 gallons makes
many-
no sense to me. I'm just imagining a bunch of milk cartons stacked up. I'm like, well, that's not very much.
It's not very much.
But if it's a 30-foot cube, as you continue to trickle away, you will notice the sound appears to be like almost rising to your ears, getting a little more heavy sounding, deeper sounding. And though you are unable to see, you would wager that the water level is much closer to you than the bottom of the pit is.
Shout if you get wet feet, and I'll hold up.
I'm sorry, was that Ing?
So if your feet start to get damp, let me know and I'll stop.
Oh, all right then.
Okay.
You do not feel any water come above the base of the bit, and you don't feel it on your feet at all. It seems to stop short of getting your feet wet.
Right. That'll do for now, I think. That's plenty.
Well, did you at least shake it off?
I didn't want to leave any dribbly bits here and there.
Very
I've
good.
got to be presentable.
All right.
Well, I suppose we're going right through it.
Yeah, are you guys
I'm,
stepping off?
I'll just. All right, friends. This is.
Right. Just lower yourself gently in. You should be grand. You should hopefully find yourself nice and buoyant in there.
Or girl. or non-binary. I'm gonna jump right in.
Friend, wait 1 second, and I'm gonna come up behind you and go, "You're very brave for doing this, and I appreciate you." And I'm gonna cast heroism on you.
Oh, well, that don't touch my heart.
A magnanimous dispensation.
You'll do great. I know it.
Chat,
Okay.
god damn it!
And he's just gonna jump right in.
I'm just gonna go ahead and
Sploosh.
just scratch
Just
off
very-
all of my encounters here that I
very
have
slow
already created. We're gonna just roll through all
More
these
people.
tables. Alright. So, you're gonna hop into this water. There's gonna be a kind of a very quiet splash as you just kind of right into the water. There seems to be like a high ammonia content in the water, and it's gonna sting your eyes a bit.
It's supposed to smell like this?
I assure you that's quite normal. When you get water from the highlands and it trickles down, the forests tend to purify them a wee bit, but we didn't have any forest, so you have to deal with the roar from the source.
Right. Which is?
I told you, best to ask any questions.
Well, I'm asking.
Aye, well, you didn't want to know the answer.
I'm just gonna keep swimming now.
That's for the best.
You're able to swim for, like about 30 feet, and then your hand is going to go out into open air as you're making another, stroke swimming. And hold on just 1 second. You're going to...
Guy does a nice little backstroke. Keeps head above the water. Keeps eyes on his friends.
And you feel a sinister presence in the water seep into you. And you have advantage on intimidation rolls and are immune to fear. Other people,
It has a formidable scent.
will feel a shiver down their spine if they look you in the eye.
And it's just like going calm backstroke, just menacing vibes all around me.
Let me put this into chat for you. Okay, and then I have to create something here for you. You extending your arm out into the air, if you kind of reach it out up to the shoulder, out of this watery cube, you are able to feel the barest hint of wall beyond you.
Well, I found the other side, I figure. I'm gonna hold on to that wall. Kind of bring myself up onto it.
All right.
Is there a place to stand over there?
Roll a athletics check for me as you are in water and are trying to reach across an open chasm and swing yourself up onto a ledge.
That's a dirty 20.
Very good. You do so handily.
Perfection. Yeah.
And I tell you, my friend there, he just leaped out of that pee and right up onto the ledge like a cat, leaping out of the water, shaking off his paws.
Hold on a minute. Jumped out of the what?
What did you think he was making?
He was creating water, just like he said.
It was a
Yeah.
spell.
So what? What? What in Furbog Nation is this?
Yeah, I was just doing what any good dude would do. I was putting my kidneys to good use and creating water. That's where power comes from, Nature's found in the kidneys.
That makes sense. That's where you aim for. Knock someone's lights out. Well, everyone else better swim across before this thing turns more nasty.
And with that, Throom is just going to kind of like sit on the very edge of the pit and just gently lower himself in because he's really worried about like sinking. And just start like doggy paddling with his trunk above the water, going towards Abe's voice.
Hey, Fergus, isn't that one of them Loch Ness monsters y'all are always talking about up there?
Oh, hi. Old Nessie's rearing her ugly head in this. I hope she doesn't get it in her eyes. She'll nae thank me for that.
Well, that brings up some questions about the validity of the whole thing, I suppose.
I guess so. As a side point, you all might want to book in an appointment at the chemist after this, just in case.
Is there anything you need to disclose to us? Any kind of medical
Not yet,
information?
no. I just want to be safe than sorry.
Throom's mouth is like absolutely sealed shut, and that's why his trunk's above the water. Like he's not having any of it.
All right.
Probably for the best.
Better now than never, and I'll kind of go. Might as well go. We'll start swimming. So,
Purple.
mhm.
Skilled.
Skjold.
Skilled. Nope.
Skilled.
Skilled.
Skjold.
Skitter.
Skilled. Swims through the water. His hand's gonna brush against something that feels metal, just kind of floating through the water. And it is a depressed, coiled spring that makes you appear ethereal whenever you feel bad about something.
Appear. Does that mean
Appear.
not actually? I just look like I am. Okay, cool.
Yes. And that's the magic item.
A whole lot more to go through.
I know, my God, you guys.
Magic comes on. Drop the load on it.
All right, so on that one, and as you all reach out, go ahead and roll athletics checks for me.
I
That's
rolled
just-
an 8.
Could I be there to help him up a bit? Give him maybe.
You can reach out a hand, but it is a little bit. It's a full arm's length, so you are leaning your body out over the chasm towards the water to pull a full-grown person up out of the.
Well, I figure
Roll a
between-
strength check for me.
All right. Well, a strength check's a strength check, I suppose. That'd be a 6, though.
Okay, so you are unable to help him. And in fact, you are going to teeter as he reaches out his hand and grabs you, and you will both fall out of the water and over the edge and downwards. As the rest, both Skjold and Fergus are able to climb up onto the ledge safely. You are going to, let's see here.
Did you need to hear our athletics rolls before you say that, or?
Oh God, yeah, I guess so.
I rolled a 1, so I got a
Okay.
6 total.
So Fergus, how you doing?
Fergus got a 12.
Okay, Fergus, I'm gonna let you just go for it. You're gonna actually make it because you are actually going to do this kind of weird leap hop on your companions as they are falling. Almost use them as a mid-air stepping stone.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
And let's see.
Hey, is there a way I could, as we're falling, push off the wall into that cube of water that's just precariously so near? Alter my trajectory in that 30 feet.
No. Because as you fall, you are going to start to feel a slicing all over your body as spikes stick out in further and further extension from the walls as you fall. And you are going to take 39 damage, the lot of you. And you will hear Zorpy's voice come out over the airwaves, so to speak. Say, and then, one of us made it, of course, you stepping on the backs of the rest of us, and then the rest of us just fell. Basically died. That's our story for another time. And you will slowly see the fire around you come into view. The trees in front of you are there again as well, and the soup sloshes as it kind of pops back into your lap.
Oh.
As you were just in the void of death. Looking out into that beyond of nothing and horror, and now find yourself sitting back against a stump, watching Zorpy slurpily eat his soup, finish up his tail. And he'll look around at all of you. It's quite a good time, if I must say, a fun time. It's a tale for the ages.
Zorpy, what was the moral of that story?
I'm sorry, the what?
The moral of that story.
Immoral.
Mm-hmm.
Means like.
What was the
reason.
point?
A point of a story? What? To share the story? To pass the time.
I believe the moral of the story was to check what's in the soup, no?
Well, it might be. It's mighty fine smelling soup, though. This clearing's pretty large. You all right there through? Seems to be a bit of an echo.
Are you checking the soup? You don't like the soup?
Oh, soup
Could
smells
throw
great.
a few more spices in there. I have if it's getting a little thick, I've got to create water spell. I could add some more liquid in there.
I think we're okay.
All right.
Well,
I've had enough create water spells for today.
Well, I don't seem to be smelling any more bad. This
After Zorpy says that, Throom's just gonna kind of like smell the soup just in case.
Roll a nature check.
Hold on one sec, because it's a smell, I get advantage on that because Luxodon stuff. It was the keen smell I had that, so. Where is nature? So that's a 22.
A 22. You know, there is kind of a sweet smell to it. That wouldn't normally come in a soup like this.
You know, it doesn't smell like created water, so, he's fine.
All right. Let's see. You, as you kind of take in the vapors of this, you are going to have a +8 bonus on persuasion skill checks. Until you attack a creature, and then you will lose it.
I will never attack anybody.
Zorpy will continue to look around at all of you.
It's one hell of a story, Zorpy.
For another tale, don't you agree? Speaking of the living vault, we were there, and we after we died, of course. The story continues naturally. And we were in the next room, and we had gone in, and there was a mirror in there, and an old man was in the mirror that we could not see in the room, and he was pilfering treasure from from a treasure chest. And as Zorpy continues to talk, you guys will find yourselves in a locked stone room with a pedestal in the middle and an empty treasure chest and a door on the other side. And in a large mirror, leaning up against the wall, kind of askance, is just this mirror that shows an old man looking at you and then running over to the treasure chest that is empty in your room and just filling up a bag with coins and gems and necklaces and jewelry, and then putting it over his shoulder and walking out the door, and then coming back for more as you stand there. And he was just pilfering all the treasure, and we couldn't figure out how to get that treasure for ourselves, but because of course we were adventurers, we were there for the treasure.
Yeah, I suppose if you're adventuring town, that's what you do. Well, excuse me there, friend, on the other side of the mirror. What you got there?
The man in the mirror will not respond to your speech, though. If he does look up and catch you looking his way, he will give a mischievous grin and then continue to duck out the door with his laden sack before coming back for more.
Well, that's a little rude, don't you think, fellas?
I do. Mr. Mirrorman, will you respond to me? Doesn't. Are we all in the room at this point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
over your heads you will hear Zorpy say, and it's almost as if he couldn't hear us through the mirror, which makes sense upon second thought, since glass and mirrors don't really act as any sort of communication device. And so we just kind of stood around staring at the guy stealing all the treasure from the mirror for a little bit.
I suppose I've heard of talking paintings, but talking mirrors, I guess not.
Well, it's not unheard of. If anyone got any parchment, we could write him a message.
I'm gonna try and close the. Is there like a door that I could close? Or is it
There's a
just
door that you
doorway?
came through, but it is currently locked behind you, and there's a door on the other side of the room that seems to be the exit that he is using in his mirrored version of the room.
In both versions, is the trunk open?
Mhm.
I'm gonna try to close the trunk.
Okay. It will close in the mirrored version. However, he will look at you, annoyed, and just open it back up.
I'm
And it
gonna
will open your-
reclose it and then sit on it.
He's gonna look quite upset, and then just take out a crowbar from his adventuring pack laying on the floor next to him and just kind of pry it. And go ahead and... Do you know how much you weigh?
He's an elephant.
I have my weight set as 350. I don't have anything other than my shield and sword on me. So.
Yeah, he is unable to make it budge. At which point he is going to start almost comically hopping up and down, very angry, stomping his feet and screaming, though you cannot hear it, but he is definitely getting like kind of red in the face and opening his mouth in a scream, stomping. What are you guys doing?
I'm writing him a note. It's a very long-winded note. Hey there, friend. Seems we're both stuck in a situation we'd rather not be in. Any chance we could work together? And holding it up to the mirror.
And one of my buddies wrote the most beautifully worded note I'd ever seen for communicating across a mirror way. And he's gonna come over and look at you and then like point at the treasure chest and then like kind of point past you towards Throom.
And Throom's just gonna kind of wave at him.
Well, it seems like quite an impasse we got here. Throom, he wants in on that chest, but he also wants what's in that chest according to Zorpy, so...
Mhm.
Is the mirror like fixed in place on the pedestal?
It is leaning against the wall.
Could I pick it up and move it away so it doesn't face the chest?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
So you're
Do we
just
still
gonna
see the
position
guy
it
in
on
there?
another wall?
Yeah, like or
You won't
position
for a
stuff facing
minute.
different
You won't for a minute. You'll just see the door behind. Like if you go put it on another wall, you'll see the opposite wall reflected, and then you will see him kind of come marching around the corner, looking at you, and still screaming more.
We can't hear him, I assume.
Mm-mm.
He's just yelling.
Just yelling, red-faced, very clearly screaming with no sound.
Well, I'll get another one. You have any notes by which to communicate with us back?
He's just gonna look at you,
To write messages?
and he's gonna make a very rude gesture.
Well, that ain't right. I can't say I'm too fond of this fella much more.
He's
but
gonna take off his pack again, and start rummaging around in it, and then come out with an almost cartoonish thing of dynamite. And he's gonna go and disappear off screen for a second.
Let's turn the mirror just to see where he's going with that.
He's wandering over to the chest.
How heavy is the chest?
Pretty heavy. It's full of treasure and gold.
Wait, is it?
How?
ours is empty.
Well, go ahead and try and lift it.
What size would you say the chest is? Like small,
Pretty
medium,
large. It's
so
pretty
it would
large.
Be a large chest.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm actually going to use my psionic power, which I can lift something that's larger, smaller. So, and I'm just going to lift it 30 feet in the air.
All right. You're gonna see him just look up and then look at you,
No, I'm just
and
going
then
to
just
wave
start
back at him again.
stomping and screaming again.
How much you like this fella? I've seen quite a good landing place for this here chest.
I mean, he does seem distracted. I'd hate for him to come to any harm. He is rather rude, but I suppose if it's our way out of here, I'm not sure if we have any use for him. Maybe you could help us, though.
And after he's done saying that, I'm just going to start positioning the chest over his head.
He's gonna look up and just like start doing this weird game of like moving around with the chest following him.
Easy there. I don't think we need to hurt him. I think we may have already done what we needed if that chest is as heavy as you say it was.
Can you open the top with your psionics?
Yeah, or lower it so we can open it.
Yeah, he
Or
is
just
very-
turn it upside down.
I like upside down.
Yeah, I can flip it upside down. So,
Make it rain.
All right, as you do
Make it
that,
hail.
you
Make
are
it
going
hail.
to see all of the treasure come spilling out. Let's see here. And you are going to see all of these gold coins, bricks, jewelry, everything land on him. And he is going to take 56 bludgeoning damage and be reduced to a bloody pile of gore and mess on the other side of the mirror. Like an
Well.
arm just kind of reaching out of the gold pile, twitching feebly.
Oh, that's a shame. Cool.
Does he now appear just in the mirror still, or is he in real life dead under
He
the
is
pile?
still just in the mirror.
Could we,
Well, he got what he wanted.
could you try
That's true.
getting that mirror around the treasure, see if any of it what comes through? Seems the items in here are magical.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I can. So is when he dumped the chest in our version, the non-mirrored world, do we see the treasure as well, or no?
Nope. The
Nope.
chest is still empty in your
Okay.
version of the room.
you know, to kind of test if something's going to go through the mirror, I'm going to bring the chest down and kind of just very gently bring it up to the mirror and just like do a slight push. Not enough to try to break the mirror, but see if it'll go through.
Yeah, you're gonna hear a weird creaking though, almost as if it's like pushing against itself as the mirror chest and the real chest kind of converge at the mirror point.
I'll bring the chest over to the gold and or the mirror over to the gold, then, and take the chest off and try and just like place the mirror on top of the gold almost.
Yeah, like civet, like gold pan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like try and like shift it under maybe. That's a good idea.
So you're taking the mirror, but in your real world, and you're
There's
gonna try
nothing there.
and
Yeah.
there's nothing there.
So we try and push the mirror under the gold in the other world.
Okay,
All piled up.
it's got quite a thick frame though.
Okay.
So most of the gold, you will see a gold brick kind of get pushed up over the pile and come clattering through to your side. But most of the gold pile just kind of get pushed around.
Well,
What happens if
other
I
side.
put my hand up
yeah,
to the mirror?
could we stick a hand through it? Biological material?
You are going to see your hand come up and push through.
Yeah.
You just get a handful?
Sure.
Yeah. Alright, so your hand is met without resistance because there's not a U on the other side. So you're able to just go through and grab gold and bring it back over.
Well, dang. Look at that. Why don't we just take a little John over to that mirrored side and get what we can? Maybe not full selves. You worry about being stuck like that other fella.
Just fill our pockets. That's all we really need.
Well,
And as you begin to fill your pockets, carefully avoiding the broken body of this old man on which the gold is piled, you will again, with a kind of hard thump, find yourself back sitting around the campfire as Zorpy says, "And that's how we solved the mirror room puzzle. Kind of feel bad for that old guy. No idea who he was, but, you know, c'est la vie. That's how adventuring goes. And it's quite a tale. You know, this vault had a lot of treasure. That was a good treasure. We got quite the amount of goodies, of things of that nature. In fact, one of my favorites was it was a belt pouch of useless items that my buddy got. And as he continues to speak about this, you will notice Mr. Rogers, you are going to look down, and around your hips is a large belt pouch, and this is a wondrous item. And you can reach inside and pull out a mundane and cheap item completely inappropriate for the current situation.
Wow.
Wow.
What was it called?
A belt pouch of useless items.
well, I don't think anything's real useless unless you don't fully understand the situation.
Wise thoughts.
Everything's got a purpose, don't it? Nothing's on accident.
What about an accident?
That had to happen. Maybe in a cosmic sense. We're getting on big problems interrupting Mr. Zorpy's story.
No, go on. One of my favorite tales was actually, we were there, deep in the vault, and we came across this room. This big circular room. And as he continues to talk, the trees around you will now, in a familiar way, fade from view, and you find yourself in a room. And it was circular, and it had carved faces in the stone wall. They all seemed to be holding their faces and screaming. It was quite frightful. There was a small door on the right side of the wall that we just couldn't get through. It was completely locked, but behind us, the way we'd come in was completely sealed stone. There was no getting through no matter what we tried. And it seemed that all we had to do was figure out what was going on with these screaming faces. There was in the middle, though, a bit of a conundrum. There was a pedestal of sorts. In a triangle, there were 3 colored stones and an inscription on the wall. It read, "At my feet lies 3 stones to hold dear, the source of 3 gifts that no one should bear. The keepers of secrets, the guardians of exits. Let the guessing begin, cause this shit's gonna get hectic." And the stones were red, blue, and yellow. And you wouldn't believe what happened next. And what are you guys doing?
Well,
Is that what the screaming faces look like?
Yep.
It's just Kevin McAllister.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
well, suppose we better see what these stones are all about.
There's not much else in these rooms besides the screaming faces. And I look at the screaming faces. Do repeat the same position. I don't know. I don't understand these faces.
And we went up to each one, making the screaming faces right back at them, but nothing happened.
Well, I figure I'll just go on and grab a stone if that's all right with everybody.
Which color
Yeah,
are
we
you
would-
grabbing?
Oh well, I figure I'd get something red.
And my buddy reached out and he grabbed the red stone. And it found that he could not remove it from his hand. It was just plumb stuck there.
well,
And
damn.
Turk, I am messaging you something.
This is plumb stuck here on my hand.
Did you check your DMs? Okay. And it was
Really?
just the weirdest
Oh
thing.
yeah, it is.
Let me see.
Plumb
Can I try
stuck
and
to my hand.
can I try and pull it out
No,
of his hand?
1 second. What's
You
going
can.
on here with this thing?
He tried to pull it out of his hand, but nothing was happening.
Okay, it doesn't get
Just
stuck.
would
I'm
not
being real
budge.
rude about the whole thing, aren't I?
A little bit.
Ah, well.
Hmm.
I'd say I'm right sorry.
I forgive you.
Ah, well.
What are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna pick up the blue stone.
And then my buddy reached over and he pulled up the blue stone, and again it just stuck to his hand. Check your messages, Mr. Rogers. And could not get it out of his hand no matter what he tried. Just stuck there, like permanently glued almost, as if by magic. But no solvent could remove it.
And I'm just gonna look at it and then look at everybody else. I'm just like, I don't understand.
That's real strange, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Well, that's just real unfortunate. What?
Mhm.
I'm gonna look at Fergus and then at the other stone and like do like a back forth quick. I'm gonna reach out and grab the other one.
And then buddy pulled out the last stone, the yellow one, and again stuck straight to his hand. Could not move it. And check your messages.
Right, you've got the 3 stones and you're all acting rather
Well, a
strange
second.
over it.
You can't call people.
Are you repeatedly
Strange.
talking over
I'm
people? Because
trying
it's
to-
really annoying, and I am the
Hold on
fan
a
of
second. I'm trying to.
So this is
it.
how
Over
it's
on the
as-
team to try and
as-
have any kind of conversation.
As Fergus says that to you, Abe, the stone will clatter from your hand, and you are no longer under the effect of it.
I'm mighty sorry about that. I don't know
I
what
thought it was most unlike you to be rude enough to talk over people.
Mhm.
It most certainly was. That was some heavy magic.
What's going on with Orgasmatron over
Oh,
here?
Stop.
Broom seems in pain.
Is he in pain whenever we start talking? Is that
No.
the problem?
No.
Oh, that's just as well then.
Mm.
So it must be some kind of secret.
Ow.
Is it whenever we say a certain word? Is it whenever we guess what the problem is?
Mm,
Well, that wouldn't do it because you had to guess my problem was in order to set me right.
Yeah, who isn't it?
Could it
Someone
be,
must be getting close to something.
mm,
Certainly seems some
oh,
sort of situation is occurring.
Oh.
Seems like
hey.
Through might need some sedatives.
No.
Are you right there, pal? And I'll just like rub his back. Just
Mm.
like rub his back.
A certain letter.
A specific letter.
Yes.
Certain letter.
Specifically,
Yeah.
what letter
Something
causes
strange
this
happening.
situation?
Some sort of strange.
A-
solution to this.
Very common one.
Someone's doing something.
Mm,
Super
mm,
common and used in a lot of different sentences.
Yes.
I can't think of it.
Is it F?
Yes.
As that is spoken out, the stone will drop from your hand to the floor, and you are no longer under the effect of it.
Oh, thank God.
So
That's strange.
these stones seem to do a lot of really weird and suspicious stuff.
Seem to be really going hard on the S's there. Quite unfortunate.
There's a lot of sibilance in your voice.
All right, as Abe says that to you, the stone will clatter from your hand, and the doorway will open, just a small little doorway off to the side.
Well, that was certainly easy enough.
Grant,
So
should I
that
have a
was
move
certainly
to
something. Oh, I don't have to do it anymore.
And if you guys poke your head in there, we poked our heads in there, and inside we saw a little bag, just cinched up with some string, and then also a great sword that was quite interesting. And this is counting as one of the good tables.
Well, that's certainly a bag there. Anyone want to check it out? No takers, all right.
I'll take a look if no one else does.
Oh well, we'll both do it together then. How about that?
And we reached in and grabbed the bag, and it was surprisingly light. And when we opened it up, it was just owlbear feathers with no explanation.
Well, these look
Quite
like owlbear
strange.
feathers. Quite strange indeed, Mr. Zorpy.
Is anyone grabbing the sword?
Sure, I'll do that.
And my buddy reached out and grabbed the great sword. And he gave it the name the chill estic of dissolving. And the air around whoever was bearing the weapon always unnaturally cold. One's breath would even become visible in frost continually formed on the surface of the bearer's hair, weapon, and armor. However, it didn't seem to affect them any much when they were being in really cold environments. They seemed just fine, like the cold never bothered them. Anyway, when the bear hit a creature, though, with the weapon, they were able to deal their proficiency bonus in acid damage, of all things, to a different creature within 5 feet of the target. It's wild.
How oddly specific.
It's quite some interesting set of rules there. But
He said quietly, and I couldn't quite hear him, almost as if he needed to speak up just a bit.
well, I suppose I could fiddle around with my voice box here, but do what I can. Anyway, is that all we got here? I mean, no other rooms.
And, he asked that, and as he asked that, we turned around, we could see that the wall had opened back up behind us.
Well, there you go.
And we were free to go on.
Ask and you shall receive, friend Abe.
last nicely, at least.
And as you all
True.
step back through the door, you will find yourselves again sitting with your soup around the campfire with Zorpy. The sword there at your side with you, Throom. And Zorpy will look around. That was a great one. I always love puzzles. Puzzles are my favorite. They're great. I love the ones that take a little bit of thinking to get through. It was a good time. Good time.
As Zorpy is saying this, like Throom's inching closer and closer to the fire.
Okay. And
So do
it's not always about the puzzles. Sometimes it's just about a good old fight. Well, remember that one time we were down in the Underdark. And it was quite a thing. We were exploring the vast network of underground caverns of the Underdark. Stay there, choking us with the smell of sulfur, deadly gases bubbling up out of the deep fissure in the rock. We had just crested a large broken stalagmite, in fact. And as he is saying all this, you guys will see this scene form around you. And there, about 60 feet away, was the hulking figure of a beast. Bloodstains covering the fur on his long clawed arms and snout. And I do believe it was a quaggoth. One of the feared creatures. And it saw us standing there looking at it. And it rushed towards us. All blood and angry yelling. Roll initiative, guys.
Oh,
All right.
Hey, 22. That was a natural 20.
2. Just 2.
I'll do you 2 better. I got a 4.
I'll do 2 as
So-
well.
Let's see here.
Well, who
We
has
got-
better decks of the 2 of you tubes?
I got a +1.
I got a +1.
Okay, so we're the same.
All right. And
Eating
let's see. Can you all just type your initiative order in the chat in our Discord chat here? I have to solve some things here really quick.
Right, yeah.
22. 22.2.
A 2, and let's see who this applies to. Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers. The deck that was pulled for you. If this card is pulled, the current or next combat will be exponentially harder.
Alright.
The GM will choose the main antagonist of the fight and increase its stats in the following ways. +2 to AC. +50 health.
Oh.
And
Okay.
plus 2d8 necrotic damage to all of its attacks. And it gains advantage on saving throws against magical effects. So this Quaggoth is gonna he's a particularly tough fellow that had somehow just been spending some extra time in these tunnels just bench pressing whatever he could find. Really large Quaggoth fellow. And then that was the Dreadnought card from the deck of TPK things. And, oh, not that. Okay, and then let's see. So the next one is a 3.
Roll high.
Turk. And
Yeah.
it is going to be balance. The current hit points of all players are siphoned from their bodies and totaled in a pool. The pool is then divided evenly among the players. If the new current hit point amount exceeds the player character's maximum hit points, the remainder is converted to temporary hit points. So let's see what we got. We got 30. Let's add this all up.
Oh, you don't have mine. I have 27.
So 27 plus 34 plus 25 plus 21.
107.
107
Like this.
divided by 4 is 26.75, but we're just gonna call it an even 26. So go ahead and apply that to your sheets.
Well, dang.
That's
It looks like Fergus maybe gets 5 temporary hit points, so that's nice.
Oh, that's grand. Thanks for that. Well,
Cajoled gets 1.
Get one.
fantastic.
I'm
Oh,
sorry about that.
girls.
Through.
Hmm.
Wonderful.
Okay, and then just one more to resolve here.
Can you roll a bit higher? Can we give you a +2 on this deck of TPK things?
uh, 4. I'm loving this. All right, so to you, Mr. Rogers,
Mhm.
and I rolled narcolepsy. Whenever that character attempts to take a short rest, they doze off for 2d6 times 10 minutes. Half-hearted attempts to wake them have no effect. Aggressive attempts succeed, but they will gain 1 level of exhaustion. A kiss, platonic or romantic, from royalty is required to lift the curse. But I'm gonna say anytime you roll a nat 1, this is gonna happen. Since we're not
fall
gonna
asleep.
really take short rests.
Grand.
And then let's see here. That's it for the decks. My God, chat. I love you all.
Any more? Any more?
Okay, so I'm just gonna you know. Okay. Now, who is first in initiative? It is Mr. Rogers.
Mhm.
Throom.
All right. I'm a basic boy fighter, so I just gotta walk up to him and just whack. So that's gonna be a 10. That's not gonna hit.
It is not. He went right up and went to hit this guy, but oh man, was he a tough cookie to crack? That's not the saying, but it's close. And then my other buddy decided to go for his attack. And I believe, no, in fact, no, I'm misremembering. It was then the Quaggus action that happened. And he is going to claw twice. With a 19 to hit.
That hits.
For 6 slashing damage. And then a 20 to hit for
Don't
just
forget
a dirty.
the 2d8 necrotic.
Oh, right. Right.
Yes,
Sorry.
teacher.
I'm sorry.
You did the right thing.
Oh,
We have 14d4 pocket heals.
8 with the first one.
Mm-hmm.
They kill us.
This is the
Oh,
darkest dungeon.
There's another good table.
And 13. Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be.
Yeah. So 6 plus 8 damage. So 6 slashing, 8 necrotic with the first hit.
14.
And then 6 slashing plus 13 necrotic with the second hit.
Yeah, I'm down.
Very good. And my
Check your
buddy
heals.
there he went up and just woofed through the air, and then just dropped with that attack from the Quaggoth. My
You
God
can
damn
take
it,
your
Chad!
Take your pocket heals.
I'm going to. I'm just.
Just tell me
I
how
did.
many you take.
How many do we have overall?
14d4.
We just got 5 more. I
You just
think.
got 5 more. 19d4.
Okay.
Oh my God.
You have to take
Yeah.
at least 5 right now.
You help yourself.
I'm taking 6.
Okay.
It gave me 14.
We have 13d4 in my pockets. Well,
All right.
God damn, that's scary.
And then let's see. I still got 2 good tables left. Right.
Was it too good or was it a bad?
There's 2 good and 1 bad.
Okay.
Yep. I still got 2 left. But it is now someone's turn. Whoever got the
Yes.
4.
my turn. Abe's just gonna walk up, hands in his pocket. Say, friend. Put a hand out to the Quagga. Don't real much appreciate you knocking my friend through over there, but we can put this beside ourselves. I'd much like it, prefer it that way. And for the record, he's incredibly intimidating, just his aura. But he is just extending his hand. I'm ready in action to attack if this thing comes at me.
Roll an intimidation.
All right, with advantage too. That's gonna be something. 16.
A 16. Yeah, he is quite intimidated and will get disadvantage on his next attack. However, he is going to still do like kind of a weak growl at you. Fur around his face stained bloody, and he will not reach out and take your hand.
He's gonna keep it there till his turn.
All right. Let's see. Who's between the 2 of you? Who broke the tie?
We didn't.
It was a tie all around.
It's a tie all the way.
Was a perfect
Alright.
tie.
You can
Purple.
let
Go
I'll let
ahead.
Fergus go.
Oh, okay. Fergus, go.
After you, friend. As Scold will start to turn ethereal for feeling bad after.
That's awfully kind of you, my lad. I'll try and make a best of the wee situation here, though I must admit it's all turned rather hairy. But we'll see what we can do. And poop! He's going to try and cast blindness and deafness on this big thing. I'll go and try and blind him. Hopefully
Alright,
that way
what
we
do I
can do
gotta-
some skittering about.
What do I gotta save?
It's a constitution saving throw, and you're looking for a 15.
And I've got advantage
Right,
because
through.
of the card.
There
Oh,
goes
but
that
I do
card
not.
there.
I do not get it. So I
Hey,
am blinded.
you're blind, pal. Good luck with you.
All right.
And that'll do me for my turn.
Okay, and I'm just looking. Attacks on it have advantage. Has disadvantage.
We got another
when
5
attacking.
heals.
You're gonna
Yep,
need 'em.
I've still got 2 good tables left, chat. That is correct.
I'm not sure if they're good. Oh,
I've got 1 bad and 2 good left.
were those 2
Okay.
good tables or 5d4 healing?
No, these are from before. The new ones
Alright,
were healing. I'm just
Alright.
working my way through the laundry list. What chat has done to us. All right, purple.
All right.
I am blinded.
Fergus, are we going for this
So I
then,
have-
friend?
You have
Okay,
advantage
why
against
not?
me.
All right. Stold will pull out his maul and kind of run up with a big swing with his giant hammer. Roll an
All right.
advantage. 16 to hit.
16 will in fact hit.
Okay.
Even with my pluses.
Wow. you didn't- I get to re-roll that actually. Much Better. All right. 7 points of damage from the maul as I hit him, and I'm gonna hit him with such force. Is he? How big is he? Is he medium or is he large?
He is medium, but he's quite a
Right.
beefy medium.
He's a beefy medium.
Mhm.
Well, I beefily pushed him back 5 feet
All right, back 5
by hitting him with
feet.
my hammer.
All right, he's gonna scream and like skid back on his feet, and I guess oh, that will not give an opportunity attack to Turk. Never mind, because he's not going willingly. However, Purple, you got the next the bad table, so hold on just a second.
That's never a good sign, is it?
Well.
You love it
Zorp-
when the DM laughs.
Zorp is having a grand
Character
old time up
This
there.
is a level. Enjoy the climb back up.
That
Ooh.
hurts.
Crumbs.
So go ahead and adjust your character sheet there, Purple.
Okay.
Well, at least you're at the end of the round, I guess.
I lose all my fun stuff.
Yeah.
We're level 3, chat, which means all the fun
He's just
stuff is
level
gone.
2.
Luca,
No, not anymore. Now he's just level 2.
He's level 2, Luca.
Luca.
He's level 2.
Wait, question. Do I keep my HP because we did a shift from everyone?
Yep, you can keep your HP because that was a thing. That was a whole thing. Okay. Thank goodness for you. All right. Bad table is done.
It's not
Oh
that
my
bad.
god.
Could have been worse.
It's not that you lost a level.
Yeah, I
Could
mean,
have been worse, you know.
It's a good
Losing a
table.
level.
Gain 2 levels.
It could have been. It
Lost
could
a spell
have been
slot.
worse.
lost my fancy smite ability to heal people. It's fine.
Wah, wah.
We'll be fine.
I've got some good ones here, so it could have been worse. I pulled out my SmackDown table for this.
Oh.
Oh,
Thanks.
special for us?
Yeah,
Oh.
special for your. No curses for you. You guys get SmackDown. It's a mean table.
I'll
Okay.
take it.
So it is now Fergus's. No, Fergus went right.
No.
Top of
You-
the round.
top. Yep.
Skull just, yes, so now we're back.
Go ahead,
All right.
Miss Rogers.
So through getting the ever-loving shit kicked out of him, he's gonna come back up with the great sword now and just try his best with that. See if he can land a hit with that.
Cap.
That's an 11. God. All right. I'm not using. Oh,
You do have advantage because he's blind.
You do
Oh,
have
yes.
advantage because he's blind. That is correct.
All right. That's a 23.
That will absolutely hit.
Okay. That's gonna be 9 damage, and then I'm gonna spend one of my psionic dies to add an extra d6 plus. Where was it? Scroll. Give me a sec. Sorry. It's a d6 plus 3. So that is 9 damage, and it's force damage for that.
Woo! And it looked like he was gonna not hit him at first, and then he succeeded, pulled through, and just walloped to the creature. You will hear Zorpy's voice say over the carnage, and then I believe it is my turn. Though, of course, then it was the creature's attack that came walloping back. Though the first did not really wallop all that much. It was only a 12 to hit. Does that hit?
No.
All right. But the second one did definitely connect, and that's a 24 to hit.
Yep.
Are you rolling with disadvantage because of blind?
Well, here's the thing. I have advantage from the card,
Oh, that's
so
right.
it's just a white.
It's just a normal flat roll now.
But you guys have advantage against me from the blind. And that's gonna be 6 slashing damage plus 2d8 necrotic. 2d8. 13 necrotic.
All right.
on top of that slashing.
Nope,
Uh,
back down again.
And
him
then
being
it's Turk's
aggressive allow me-
turn.
So it's him being aggressive allow me to take my prepared actions, or was that kind of like a? 'cause he
Absolutely,
went
go
back?
ahead.
Perfect, because he went aggressive against my friends. It's my turn to.
Go.
Uh,
Yep. Go right ahead.
Abe's gonna kind of just lower his, take the hand that was up, ball it back, and then just in one big Superman punch, trying to hit him right in the face. So that's gonna be, 19 and a 17. So 19.
Those will both hit.
Well, if it's just the 19, I can only hit
Oh,
once.
okay.
I was rolling with advantage. Kind of he's blind. So he's gonna go ahead and take 8 damage. As,
All right.
Abe's fist just pounds right into the side of his face. Big old. Then it's my turn.
Yes, it is your turn since that's what you're held.
All right, and he's just gonna kind of like casually flick off the suspenders. I'm sorry, friend. I warned you. And then he's going to sidestep the creature and just try and lay into his flank. So that is going to be 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
Perfection. For a total of make sure I get this right. 10 damage. Yeah, rolled a 6 there. Just again, right into his where he approximates his kidney would be.
All right.
Yeah.
You're just
and he's
whopping him. Oh, we're just really getting him good.
You think my right's good? You should see my left. And he's just gonna brace up and get right up close, like you can swing him anytime you like, big fella. Take you down like a tree root. That's gonna be the end of my turn.
All right, Fergus.
Right then, I guess we better try and restrain this big fella. He's packing quite a punch there, and I'm glad all you wee fellas up the front are doing the business.
Let him
I'll
make a
stay
swing
back
at me.
here. You're doing a grand job, lads. You crack on, and he'll cast Entangle, which is a strength saving throw. He's a big lad, but I think we might be able to hold him.
9 was my save.
Nice. It needed a
Oh wait,
15.
hold on. I have advantage
advantage.
against
Right.
magical. Oh yep, still a 9.
Hey!
Since I rolled a natural
Entangled. He's
1.
restrained and blind.
Restraint now. So let's see. Speed is 0. Attacks have advantage. Target attacks have disadvantage. Disadvantage on dex saves. All right. So now I have disadvantage. You guys still have advantage though. We're just stacking it up. Stacks on stacks.
I think
Okay.
it's
So
technically
Blind
still
and
rolls
restrained.
flat.
yeah.
'cause
Even
he
with
can't-
that.
It already had advantage and disadvantage. They cancel out once and can't more than cancel out
Yeah, it
once.
doesn't
Ow.
stack like that.
All right.
Unfortunate, but
Unfortunate.
I mean, unfortunate
Can't move
for you, yeah. Okay, but he is reduced to 0. He ain't going nowhere. Okay.
where, no how.
Skjold is gonna run up with his hammer now and just good hit, friend Abe. I got him this time, and I'm gonna slam the maul into him if I can.
Yeah.
Let's see what I do. Oh, that's good. 23 to hit.
A 23 will absolutely hit.
And 11 points of bludgeoning damage is like right in the back, right in the kidneys.
11 points. And it
Both
looked
those
like for
sides.
just a second,
Both sides.
our Quagga's friend, it like dropped and almost died, and then almost was powered up, as if unforeseen magical entities were getting involved. And mechanically, you guys dropped this guy down to 0, but he's got that 50 extra health.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll start working
So
on
now-
that source.
We're on that.
This is the strongest Quaggoth I've ever seen.
As you guys deal with your 18 heals.
I
The
need them, all right?
Also seemed mighty confused at the strength and regeneration of our fellas here. And we're back at the top, Mr. Rogers.
All right, through him because he was downed again. And I did take heals. He's gonna like push himself up, cough up a bit of blood, and just go, "Oh, Tyr, give me strength, strength, strength." And then he's gonna attack again with the great sword. Let's see what I get this time. That and so a 23.
A 23 will absolutely hit.
All right. That's gonna be for 9, and I'm gonna spend one more sonic die on that, and so. So that's an additional 7 on top of that 9.
All right. I need a calculator. Nine.
Zorpy, my friend, your beast seems to have gotten some healings.
Oh, hell yes. Very good. Plus, let's do this one, then we'll go back up. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 heals. Wonderful. 4, 5, 4. So he's gonna take, oh my goodness, so much math, you guys. Help. He's gonna take 15 points of healing, so in effect, he only really took 2 damage from you, Mr. Rogers. Okay. We're on to his turn, and he is going to reach out and claw you. For a
Wait,
19 to hit,
Claw whom? Oh, dang it, hit me.
Mr. Rogers. Because Mr. Rogers is hurting him, owie, the most.
Yep.
Let me
So,
hit me.
a 19 to hit and a 23 to hit with the second one.
Both of those. Life and death.
And it's gonna be 6 slashing with the first one, plus 10 necrotic.
Alright.
And then, 6 slashing with the second one, and 4 necrotic.
Alright, yeah, I'm down again.
Tell me how many D4s we're using.
Probably 6 more.
That's
I've been
all
using
right.
6 every time.
I can heal you as well if we need
Look.
it, but
We got the resources. But yeah. It's our go.
Yeah, so, Turk, you're up.
Alright. Well,
And then I gotta resolve, some more tables really quick.
okay. And Abe's just gonna quickly, as his friend gets clawed in, and that thing's jaw's hanging wide out in the open, gonna hit with a quick left jab. That's gonna be a 14 with my +2 for a 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
Fantastic. And this is hopefully gonna hurt it some. That is gonna be 7 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use a point of my moxie, give him the old 1-2 as he pulls back into his stance and quickly lashes out with another one, another jab. I have to make 2 unarmed attacks for moxie just to take the frills off it. 22 to hit,
That'll hit.
and then a final. He's gonna come around with a big right for a 23 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay, I'm gonna roll some 2d. Gonna do this twice. That's gonna be 9 damage and 8 damage, so 17 total from there.
Woo!
Come on now, friend, you're leaving yourself wide
And
open
he
with
just
swings like
walked
that.
up like he was the champion fighter and just smacked this guy in the face a whole bunch. It seemed to hurt quite a bit though.
he's
And
just
I
gonna go
need
right
to
back into his stance.
resolve the last of the good tables. So let's see. Hold on. And then. Oh, that's very funny to me. Okay, hold on just a second. Let's see.
I don't like this.
No.
No,
at
this
all.
is good tables. It's good tables. So,
That makes me even more worried for some reason. You laughing and enjoying a good table.
Purple, you actually got both good tables.
Oh, yay!
So, the first one, you are going to, as you step forward in combat to do whatever you're about to do, you are going to kick forward a little item on the ground, and you will pick it up, and you now have a creaky and uncomfortable tube of lipstick that will start screeching whenever you open a door.
Okay.
So there's
That's pretty cool.
that you find.
Like it.
And then let's see here. And then, being around all the unusual flora and fauna of the Underdark, you're gonna gain some knowledge, really, and some resistance to some of these spores that are coming off of these strange mushrooms that glow down here. And while near living plants, you gain a +5 to wisdom and constitution saving throws.
Are we near those right now?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I think I am done resolving tables.
For now.
I think.
Don't say that. You know what a chat will do.
Okay, so it is Fergus's turn.
Right, yeah. Well, seeing as you chaps at the front are doing a grand job of giving this thing a big biff in the chops, I'll do what I can from here. And sort of like reach out, and whoosh, out of his wrist grows this like big thorny bramble, which he'll use to try and whip across the face of the Quaggoth. And I get it's a 19 to hit.
A 19 will hit.
Quapish in the face for a total of 4 damage.
Ooh.
And it's dragged 10 feet closer to me,
Oh no. All right.
which was ill-intentioned.
It's
but here we
gonna
are.
take him closer to you, away from Mr. Rogers and Burke's characters, from Throom and Abe. And okay, it's now Kajol's turn.
Is it next to anything? Is there? You said there was like a broken stalagmite somewhere in here. Is it close
yep.
to that by any means?
Ish, yeah.
Okay. So Stroll's gonna walk forward, and again, he'll trip over this tube of lipstick, pull it up, and go, maybe it's good luck, and smear something on. Yeah, and then he's going to kind of run around to angle himself on the opposite side of this stalagmite of the Quaggoth, and he's gonna pull his hammer down from the ground and try and swing up at him, kind of like a golf swing.
Okay.
I'll give that a roll. 17 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. And I am going to do my smite on that as well. So it's 13 normal damage, and 9 additional radiant damage. And I'm also going to push him back 5 feet into the stalagmite, hopefully.
All right, let's see if he let's see what kind of bludgeoning damage he might take as he slams brambles wrapped around him into this. Yeah, Purple, would you like to describe that? But
Yeah,
please
so-
do so in Zorpy's voice.
So I saw my friend take his hammer down from the ground and swing it around, almost in a circle, twice, thrice, maybe 4 times, and hit him right under the jaw. And the Quaggoth went flying into the air and landed on top of the stalagmite, piercing straight through his chest.
All right. The scene will actually fade from view, and you find yourselves back at the campfire. And Zorpy will go, I'm so sorry, I had something. Zorpy's throat, I swallowed a carrot wrong. Sorry, pardon me. But I think that will conclude my tales for now. Zorpy grows tired. Zorpy might just go ahead and nod off for a little bit, maybe take a nap, continue Zorpy's journey, acquire more tales to tell. I thank you, though, for sitting around and listening to Zorpy's tales. And as you kind of look down at your soup or check your weapons or whatnot, you will look up, and Zorpy will be gone from view, and the fire is actually a very low flicker now. No longer roasting warmth of flames. And you find yourselves all sitting around alone at the dim camp light here. Is there anything you would like to say or do before we wrap up this session?
Well, that sure was a good story, I have to say.
Was indeed. Felt like we were almost there.
It was a little uncomfortable at times, I must admit, but it a very engaging experience.
Well, you know, when you're swimming through pee and still find your way to a prickly end,
Ha ha ha.
I'm pretty sure anything would be uncomfortable after that. But, you know. I
Soup
think we
wasn't
tried
half bad either.
Soup was wonderful. I got a little still saved in here for later.
All right. With that, I will say that concludes today's one-shot adventure. Zorpy's tales the talling, more tales to tell of tallness. Thank you all for joining us. Tune in for more content throughout the month here at TPK Roleplay. Check out our website for the schedule. Join our Discord to come hang out. I was Lukalok, Zorpy, Dungeon Master. This